Sitting right in front of me is Charlie Akers, co-owner of Ace&Sons Insulation. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me, Glenn.
A busy time of the year.
Huge time of the year. This is huge.
Now, it's really been 2 years since we've had a winter.
Oh, yeah.
Because last year, I don't know what that March was at 82 degrees, but April got cold, but January was warm. Now we're getting zapped, and it's been 2 years, and that's how quick time flies by.
Remember we were joking about it, the house always wins, which is Mother Nature, and Michigan was going to come back, and it came back with a vengeance, and it came back pretty cold here.
So you guys are the Ace&Sons company. You do insulation. You don't do roofs. You don't do windows. You do insulation.
We just do insulation, Glenn. It's like I say, you don't want a plumber doing your wiring to wonder why your wiring's not working properly. You want an insulation company to do your insulation.
And when I just got back, I flew in from Vegas. Of course, my arms are tired, haha. But the insulation, the foam guys were going crazy because it's such a retro. I mean, Fomoco and you name all these professional ones where you got to invest $100,000 on equipment. We're not talking DIY stuff, but that is the industry. Now, you've been in that a long time, and you know the Applegate R, they were there. They had a booth and everybody else, which is a Michigan corporation. And the word insulation, folks, is the word that's proven to be the biggest return on a homeowner's investment for the smallest dollar spent. The next is air infiltration. So if you can do air sealing, and if you use foam insulation, you get the air sealing. You actually seal down the area where insulation insulates. So here we're sitting in the morning on January the 27th, and the federal energy tax credit has been extended.
This is huge, Glenn. They basically just did an extension going to 2013. And like we mentioned before, we have to live in the now. We don't know if they're going to extend it into 2014. They may not.
Who cares? We want to get it done now.
You got to talk about the now.
That's right. Now, it's Sunday. Liz is taking calls right now.
Liz Souders is in my office right now taking calls Sunday, and she's saying I'm going to have to pay her some overtime. She was joking.
It's about time
It's about time, yeah. She says, I'm coming in on Sunday, and I go, Liz, this is Glenn Hagee. You got to come in. She was laughing. She says, I'll be here.
And Dan Locke is one of your sales reps, and he's willing to go out. The house needs a Sunday estimate. He's willing to do that.
Yeah, he's probably going to, he can probably do 2 to 4 today because it's Sunday, but yeah, he'll take care of you. And then Liz says if the phone lines get slammed up today, she will call you back today. So leave a message.
If it goes to voicemail.
If it goes to voicemail, don't panic. She will take your call and call you back today before she leaves that office to schedule you an appointment.
888-500-4223. Now, there's a lot of things you should know about insulation. There's a lot of things on how to properly do it. And it takes time to do the job. And what I want you to do is make the phone call so they can have the time to set up the appointment to come out to give you an estimate and the size of the job and then schedule you into the job. Traditionally, you're out right now about 30 days.
30 days. Now, depending on the size of the job, if it's a very big house, you can't squeeze that in. If it's a really small job, we can do 2 small jobs in a day, typically. And the same crew comes out, and of course, we got crews been doing this 15, 20 years, fathers and son on the same crew.
Right, and that's very important. Now, there's rebates that you can get. You went the next step, and you hired Barb, and she is the rebate maven.
Yeah, absolutely. What we found out was some of our seniors were intimidated a little bit by a computer. Not all, but some weren't getting the rebates. So we brought Barb in, and Barb, when she stepped into the office, she fills out the paperwork for you. So basically, she sends you a filled out form, and if you still have any questions, you basically have to sign it and send it in. She'll still help you out on the phone.
Right.
So we basically set a record with most rebates sent through either DTE or consumers because we made sure all our customers were taken care of. And that was really important to us.
It is, and it continues. So they want you to get the monies. So these are variables. This is an IRS thing. The credit gives homeowners, the federal one that's been extended to December 31st, gets up to, what, $500?
Basically, yeah, to keep it simple, it's about $500 you're getting back depending on the size of your job. So if you combine your rebates with your tax credits, instead of a person getting back $350, $400, $500 with rebates from the gas company, if you combine that with the tax credit that's been extended, they can get back on averages for the average size home between $500 to $800. Sometimes more, sometimes a little less, depending on the size of their job.
Correct. But I mean, the utility rebate program can receive up to a maximum of $700, and the feds up to a maximum of $500, so that sometimes they could qualify for $1,200.
Absolutely, depending
right.
on the size of the job. And we don't want to go out to somebody give them false information.
Right.
It depends. If we're just doing a small attic, they're not going to get all that back.
No.
But if you're doing your walls, doing the attic, and you're doing
It's
the
a
crawl
percentage
space,
of the job.
absolutely.
Now, one of the things that people have a hard time equating to is am I going to really save in the summer? Am I going to really save in the winter? They're opening up their January bills now.
They're feeling
Like,
feeling
what
the
is
pain.
this?
What is this?
I haven't had this in a couple of years.
Yeah, and like we were saying, a lot of times, new homeowners, a lot of people are buying homes now. They never got tested. And like we talked about, Glenn, is last winter gave everybody a false sense of security. People bought houses. They never got tested on their houses yet. So now they bought an old house, whether it's in Dearborn, Royal Oak, somewhere downriver,
Ferndale,
wherever.
right.
And now they're like, my back room is cold. This wall's cold. This bathroom room is cold, because they never got tested yet. So now they're calling us, and we have the team in place to go out there and see them. So everybody gets seen when everybody calls, and it's just been a little crazy. But yeah, as you can imagine with this cold snap.
So if I'm doing it since 1981, you can see this whole pattern in front of you as far as what people really get from these older homes in Royal Oak, Oak Park, Ferndale, Pleasant Ridge, Huntington Woods. Those percentages are staggering.
Absolutely. And one thing I love about your show is you seem to mention multi-story homes versus single-story homes. And if you have a multi-story home, a lot of these big two-story houses, sometimes they have small attics. You get up into them. So where are they losing most of their heat? Out the walls.
That's right.
So they'll go out there and they'll say, Charlie, I've put 12 inches in my attic and I'm still cold. I go, because you have nothing in your walls. And that's one thing I love is heat does rise. We all know that. But at the same time, if without doing the walls, it's like walking outside when it's 10 below with just a hat on but no jacket.
Or a vest.
Or just a vest.
And you wonder why your arms are cold.
Yeah.
So a two-story home loses a lot of heat on the sidewalls, folks. That's the basics of physics. And because the print of the house is more vertical than it is horizontal, where a ranch has more horizontal footprint to the ceiling. But the new technologies and the new things that are out there, people can learn. You can take your home and retro it to make it operate like a new home. And Dow is doing this, and they're rolling this program out. It's going to be in Saginaw. It's doing it right now as I speak. I talked to the director, the doctor in charge. They've been gathering data since April of last year. We have 12 brand new homes in a home built in like 1929. So we retrofitted a 1929 home. People are living in it, so they're grabbing all the data. And one of the biggest things, air sealing insulation.
Absolutely.
Those are it, folks. Set up, setback thermostat is number 3. Number 4 is what I wrote about Friday, humidity. Humidity is your total comfort. Too much humidity, you're walking around going, oh my God, there's too much humidity, I can't stand it. In the wintertime, if you don't have humidity, you're not going to be warm. And the whole thing starts at the top of the food chain is properly installed and ventilated insulation. That's another point I wanted to bring up. You just don't put insulation, shove it in every nook and cranny.
That's one thing I love, Glenn, is you have to, when you insulate, you should ventilate. So when you go to somebody's home, one of the things I do is I stick my nose up in their attic and start to see if I smell any odors, or you see if their roof, their nails are rusting. And I was at a home in Rochester Hills, and he goes, I just want to do my back room. I said, do you mind if I look at your attic? I go up in his attic, and I could see the nails were rusting. You could see water starting to build up. And basically, he didn't have enough ventilation. So we got to go there, open up his vents, and basically, one's an intake, and of course, it's got to go out the roof as well.
Right.
So we went there and said, did you see the rust on your nail? Do you see this? This could turn into mold. And once you get mold, I can't insulate till you get the mold taken care of. So he was in the beginning stages of it. And then what we also find is sometimes people will have their bathroom exhaust fans in their attic, and it's just blowing steam around. They're getting mold. We will actually go and correct that for them with a proper bathroom fan exhaust kit, so it actually blows out their roof. Right. And that should go out a specific vent. It's not, you see it jerry-rigged a lot, where they'll have water. You met Bill Creed. He'll go out there and he'll actually show them the mold already growing inside their vent.
I've been on the radio, it'll be 30 years in April. I get people, and it's right over the urinal, and it's dripping on their head.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and because it's installed improperly. So here's the deal. Liz is there today. You're at the show. You got the #1 booth.
Yeah, I would be at the office, but I can't today.
So Charlie's here. Ace&Sons Insulation is AceandSons.com. If you're proactive and you're listening to me as you're driving, you can call, and Liz is there now, and just get your name on the list, folks. 888-500-4223. They will walk you through everything, including your energy tax credits and your utility rebates. It don't get any better than that. And you save every month. Once their truck leaves your driveway, you start saving money every day of the year, every month, regardless of the outdoor temperature.
Absolutely.
Truth is
Absolutely.
proven all over the country, including the Tuskegee house, which is the insulation house that everybody uses for testing.